What happened?
I hit my elbow.
What's up, YouTubers? It's your Fit Vegan Coaches. It's David. It's Candace. And
Hey.
today we're going to answer the dying old question. Does it get hard being vegan? So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. Till then, we got 4 more questions to answer about being vegan, or life as a vegan, or
General vegan question.
let's get into it. So question number 1. What is vegan?
Vegan is actually a lifestyle. It excludes all animal products and attempts to limit the exploitation of animals as much as possible.
So what does that mean for
So to dummy
us?
it down, no animal products.
No animal products?
Yes.
That's like,
Consuming or like putting on your body, etc. You can get pretty hardcore. We're going to dive into a few of those.
what is like a hardcore vegan versus a not hardcore vegan? Like a real vegan versus a fake vegan? Because I think I'm a fake vegan.
I'd say about 90% vegan.
So I think the most
We're
hard,
getting there.
the hardcore of hardcore vegans, like scour every single ingredient of every single thing, make sure that there's like no animal products or
No may
animal
contain milk.
byproducts, no may contains, anything that they're like wearing, so like leather, if you love leather, not cool. What else? I think even wine is technically not vegan because lots of them are made, processed
The way it's processed.
with some sort of animal product, but not actually made with an animal product. So that's super interesting. So let's go to question number 2. Why do people go vegan? Because it sounds awful.
Why do people go vegan? There's actually 3 reasons I'm going to touch on. There's probably way more out there, but these are your 3 basic ones. Number 1 is ethics. So I'd say this is the more hardcore people right there. Exactly what you're talking about. So people do it for ethical reasons. So ethical vegans believe that all animals have the right to life and freedom, just like us humans.
So what do you think below? Comment below. Do you think all animals have the right to life and freedom?
Number 2, for health reasons. So there's a lot of studies that show out there that following a plant-based diet may reduce the risk of heart disease, cancer. It'll also help like lower blood pressure and premature death. Lowering your intake of animal products may also reduce your risk in Alzheimer's disease, avoiding the side effects linked to antibiotics or hormone usage in the modern agriculture. So I know for myself, I number 1 went vegan to see if it would improve my health. And I've noticed a huge difference since going vegan last May 2019. And my health, I've never felt so healthy in my life.
What are some of the like health benefits that you got? Because I know I'm in the same boat. Like we went vegan mostly because you made me do it, but also for health reasons. And I've gotten a lot of health benefits. But what would you say some of the key benefits are?
Well, you had the choice, so I didn't make you do it. I know for myself, I've been working through a few things. Number 1 was my gut. So gut health was huge. I noticed I used to follow the typical bro diet, the meat, potatoes, vegetables, etc., and I wouldn't digest properly. I would just hold on to it. Holding on to it didn't mean I necessarily was gaining weight with it. It was just like I wasn't digesting. I wasn't taking my regular poops. None of that. So since going to more of a plant-based diet to going fully plant-based, my digestion is regular. Also, my period is regular. So ladies, if you're noticing your period is irregular, you might want to consider transitioning to even less meat in your diet, more plant-based. Because any of the meat products out there, you don't know what the farmers are pumping into those animals, the different hormones, antibiotics, etc. That is all used in animals, and that is going into your body, which is harmful. David, what are some benefits that you've noticed in your health since going more plant-based?
So I can say that I've never had the gut health issues. I've always been a really good digester. But some of the things I've like immediately noticed were that my energy levels increased a lot. So I drank a ton of coffee before, and now if I have a cup of coffee, it's like, better watch out. And I think the next thing for me was like my skin got way better. Again, I suffered from like a little bit of acne on my face, but more like on my back and skin. And pretty much since we've been plant-based, it's almost like probably 99% gone away. I get like the odd pimple here and there, but I will say there's been a couple times, like when we've been traveling, so we'll get into that more, but when I've had like a little bit of dairy particularly, and the first thing I notice is that like I get oily, my skin kind of doesn't feel good, and I'll usually have something sprout on my back. So that's probably been the biggest thing. It's like my skin and my energy level. What's the last reason why people go vegan?
Environmental.
Save the earth.
So, save the earth. Animal production requires more resources and a higher amount of greenhouse gas emissions than plant-based options. Also, it lowers the carbon footprint going more plant-based, and there's less manufacturing put into a plant-based diet. I could touch on that way more. If you're interested in hearing more about environmental reasons why people go vegan, health or ethical reasons, please let us know in the comments because we can touch on that more, but we got more to share with you. Question number 3, how do you get your protein?
So as fitness professionals, this is probably the number one question we get as soon as we tell people we're vegan. Obviously, it's important to get enough protein in your diet to build muscle, maintain muscle, help with weight loss. All those benefits. So how do you get your protein as a vegan? I think the first thing to understand is that as vegans, our nutrition is kind of, what we eat is more balanced and has a variety of macros in it. So let's use the bro example, the rice, chicken, and broccoli, right? So carbs, protein, and then a little bit of nutrients. Usually just add some olive oil to get some fats in there. That's cool, and that's completely balanced. Let's take the same thing for a vegan, which would maybe be like quinoa, some tofu, and then same thing like mixed vegetables. So guess what? There is carbs and protein in quinoa. There is carbs and protein, and a little bit of fat in tofu. And same thing with the vegetables, there's carbs and protein in the vegetables, and then we do the same thing, get some fat with some coconut oil or whatever we need. But instead of like rice is carbs, chicken is protein, it's more like, no, I can eat all these things, and by the end of my meal, I'll have the same macros. So we tend to get bits and pieces of protein from everywhere versus just in your chicken or just in your protein shakes. But same thing, we do protein shakes too. Where do we get our protein from? Is it pea protein?
Pea protein.
Pea protein, so that's another option. Brown rice or pea protein. You can also get soy-based protein. There's tons of ways you can get protein. It's easy once you start looking just a little bit, and just being a little more open-minded to like, hey, this is not just protein, there's carbs and protein, but I can balance it into my day.
Can you be a vegan and get GAINZ?
GAINZ, I think that's the answer.
That's the answer.
That's the answer. You can definitely get GAINZ being vegan. We've got a lot of GAINZ, both like putting on lean muscle, but also being more functional and like having more energy, a little bit more fitness throughout the day. So as we're getting older, we're getting more GAINZ.
I feel like we're getting younger.
Getting younger. Is veganism the founding of youth? Last question, what we're all here for. Does it get hard being vegan? Does it get hard being vegan?
No.
What? It gets hard being vegan.
I'd say the only part that makes it hard.
It gets hard being vegan.
It gets hard?
Gentlemen. It gets hard being vegan. Okay, you want that increased circulation? Let's go.
Anyways, to touch a little bit more on that question, does it get hard being vegan? I'd say for us, environmentally might be the hardest. Anytime we go out to like a social event, a wedding, a new place to eat that we haven't looked over the menu, which usually we do, I recommend to you if you are going vegan or if you are vegan, just to take a look at the menu before you go to a place to eat. Otherwise, it's getting a little bit easier now as vegan is getting touched on in more places in the world, etc. So it's getting more accessible for us. And it does get hard.
Yeah, I think like Candace said, environmentally is the biggest thing. So when we're here at home or when we're in like our neighborhood here, we got a couple of restaurants just down the street that are super plant-based. So that's awesome. But when we like travel, especially depending on where we are, like in the US or in Mexico, I know when I was in Guatemala, that would have been a real tough, like, it's not tough to like go somewhere and eat vegan. It's tough to go somewhere and eat vegan and still like eat towards your goals, get enough protein in, not just be eating like chips and nuts all the time. So it definitely gets hard being vegan in all ways, but I think the biggest challenge is just trying to control that environment. So there you have it, Candace. We've answered the question we all wanted to know. It definitely gets hard being vegan. Those are a few tips and facts about veganism. If you're interested in a vegan lifestyle, or I'll say a more plant-based lifestyle, you don't have to jump in with 2 feet. You can always start by dipping your toe in the water, maybe starting with one plant-based meal and going from there. If you have questions, if you have comments, please comment below. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button,
Subscribe!
click it right now. We upload daily, so make sure you got notifications on. Again, I'm David, this is Candace, we're the Fit Vegans, and we'll see you in the next one.